2 minutes.
What runs out?
My trick list. So I don't know. See, I'm out. I'm out of things to say already.
You're out
There it is.
already.
I did my hip clicker. I'm done.
I started the show and you just started it by running out of tricks after like 10 seconds. Oh, it sounds like a good one. I'm drinking a flat beer.
Is that the stuff you had last week?
Yeah, well, so I opened this one like 2 nights ago and took 2 sips out of it and fell asleep.
Ah.
So then tonight I seen it and I was like, I need to, I'm not gonna, well, the next day I was like, I'm not throwing that out. I'm just gonna recap it.
Don't want to be a waster.
Not wasting. All right, tonight we got Trevor Cartmill on in his truck. He said he was working, but I just see you sitting in a van.
Yeah, I'm in and out of work. I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking Mountain Dew.
Oh.
Get hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I'd like to have a beer, but it's Mountain Dew tonight.
Dude, Nick, he'd come at you like a spider monkey. So what's up, Trevor? Where are you at?
What's that?
Where are you at?
Winchester, Kentucky.
I thought I fixed this echo, but it's worse. All right, Winston, Kentucky? Is that where you live normally?
Winchester, Kentucky. I live in Mount Sterling, but I'm working in Winchester right now.
Working? What's working? Doing what?
Well, it's actually a hemp research facility. So basically, I go in there and fill a bunch of vessels full of hemp. Pretty much, I come out smelling completely like weed, but I am sober as hell.
So what do you do with the goods?
Well, you put the hemp in the vessels, you compress it at 1500 psi, and you get a little bit of CBD oil out of it.
Oh, sweet. I need that for my inflammation. Hook it up.
Yeah, a lot of people take it. It's kind of crazy.
Why is it crazy?
Medical grade then, or what?
It's it's the best you can get. I mean, they're running it at 1500 psi. We have a machine that runs it at 5000 psi, and it's ridiculous. But only the Chinese people know how to run it. We don't know how to run that
They
yet.
haven't
like medical use, right?
Yeah.
They haven't bestowed the ancient alien knowledge on them yet.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds like that's not a bad job.
What's that?
That doesn't sound like a bad job. And they let you take off to do shows?
Yeah, that's the thing. I only took the job so I can kind of get by until shows pick back up. December is like the worst month. There's no shows in December, obviously.
Right.
So still got to have an income. I got 3 jobs right now, man. I'm a subcontractor for a networking company where I install people's internet around town. And then I got the hemp job, and then I got the shows. And obviously the shows are first priority. That's the biggest money. But there's none in December, so I'm kind of screwed until shows pick back up.
Right. November kind of sucks too. You usually don't get very much.
Yeah, I'll usually in November I'll have 1 or 2, maybe 3 shows, but not as much as I'd want, really.
Yeah.
I'm actually heading to a show this weekend with Ed Rossi in Louisiana.
Nice.
EMFR? Who was on, how long was that on? A couple weeks ago?
Yeah. He's covering those monster truck shows.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing, Shreveport?
What's that?
You doing Shreveport?
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
You guys,
I think so.
well.
It's what Ed took. I think Tim was supposed to have him, and then Ed took him.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should have Trevor and Ed on next week.
Sounds like a
You
mess.
guys did a podcast with Ed too, didn't you?
Yeah, we had Ed on like a month ago or something maybe.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't get to catch that one.
Well,
I think I was working.
it's up there in all its glory.
Yeah.
So did I bring you to? Did you do some shows before that Jersey one?
I did one show for you, I think back in 2013, Myrtle Beach Speedway. You
Oh
called
yeah,
me. I was covering for Scotty Hanlon, and I think Goodyear was doing that one too.
yeah, and
But,
I wasn't there, so I didn't actually meet you then.
right. I met you in Jersey.
Where at? Oh yeah, when I had you come up and do that show here.
With Tim, yeah.
Yep. Good times,
I
good
met
times.
Tim. He's busy after that.
Yeah.
I've been doing shows every at Jersey show, man.
Yo, that's what it.
How long ago was that? Like when you started getting paid to do shows?
I think that was 2016. It's an awesome story actually, because I was a sales rep for Rocky Mountain ATV, and I had just got fired a week before Clint called me, and so I got fired. The first thing I did was I went straight and rode my dirt bike. That's all I wanted to do is just ride. So, and then Clint called me a week later, and he was like, "Hey, can you come fill in this show in New Jersey next week?" And I'm like, "Dude, yeah." So I went up there and did that show, and I've pretty much had a show every single weekend since September 2016.
Wow.
There you go.
That's awesome.
It's been good.
I'm connecting people, Nick.
Yeah. That's right.
That's how it worked for me, and then Clint fired me.
Nobody fired you. We gave you a company card.
I will finish you.
I made you, Nick. I will finish you.
Nick's got his bike in the house. If I can see him, right? There's a bike behind you, what? Yep.
We're in the garage. We're in the heated part of the garage.
Look at that. Fancy shit. What is going on? Why don't you just finish painting over there?
I don't want to paint. I don't care.
Put a poster over it.
Rustic chic or something. I don't know. I mudded it one time, and that was as far as I got.
Nice. Are you working on? Have you been to pits or anything? Or what's your plan? Like, how far do you want to take this thing?
As far as it'll go, I'm in and out of the pit. I usually don't get enough time either away from shows or working to go to the pit. Sometimes I feel like I'm making excuses, but then when I want to go to the pit, I don't have time to go to the pit. So, I guess it's kind of a tough thing. I can either go to or there's a foam pit in Jackson, got one. He just built it, and I've been in and out of his, but I just don't have enough time, man. I'd like to do slip shows, but I can't get enough time in the pit to actually get them dialed and ready to go. I've done them full gap. I've done little gaps. I've done full gaps, but I'm not really comfortable enough to do them in a show. I'd like to get some experience in a pit before actually taking them to the show. I don't want to crash and get hurt in a show. It's kind of
Yeah. I did flips to dirt for probably 6 months everywhere I practiced before I committed to a show.
Yeah, see, that's what I'd like to do. There's a lot of guys that they'll do it into the pit. They won't even take it to dirt. They'll go straight to doing it into the show. And we're all kind of sketchy, but I don't want to be that sketchy. Like I want to be doing it for a while and not kill myself before I get there.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a very good plan. A lot of dudes, I know guys that were just like, I gotta do everything now, you know. I gotta be flipping, and you know, sometimes it works out, but sometimes, most of the time, people end up hurting themselves and then they back off, you know. So
yeah, they get called crazy all the time, but I'm actually one of the most cautious people you meet.
yeah,
And nobody understands that unless you're doing the same thing we're doing and you're just trying to be safe. But yeah, I'm really cautious. I'm taking my time with it. I don't want to bust myself up and not be able to do it at all.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. There you go. There's Superman.
Superman.
You can see it?
I can just see the top of his head.
Oh. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Sorry, Spider-Man. I forgot which
Right.
costume he had on.
Here, he spilled his drink. That's typical.
Did you watch Supercross, Trevor?
Yeah, this past weekend I was very happy with that podium.
Yeah, I called Anderson the week before as well, but
Yeah,
I
he
knew.
was due for it, man. He deserves it.
Well, and here's the thing is that he's still not really expected to be a title contender. So he doesn't have that pressure early in the year right now, and he's still young and hungry. I figured this week, especially like last week and this week, that Roxon was going to be, you know, just trying to play safe and make sure he made it through the first couple of rounds and be there. You know, so I didn't figure. I figured if, like it happened, if Anderson happened to come with a big head of steam, he wasn't gonna try to grab a handful and keep up with him.
Yeah, Anderson came from the back. He was in like 8th or 9th on the start, right? And
Yeah.
I thought Roxon had it because he was out front. He led like half the race, and then I figured he had it, and then Anderson comes out of nowhere. He's like passing the whole pack, and then bam, he passes Roxon too. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at. I mean, I like Roxon, but I like Anderson too. So
Yeah.
I think Barsha deserved it too. But he at least deserved to be on the podium. He hasn't won anything since 2012, I think.
13, I think they said. But
You see Barsha's wreck in practice?
I seen a still of it. That was it.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but it looked like he got wadded up decently.
Yeah, head first.
Yeah, the bike was getting him.
He still got on the podium.
Yeah.
Dude, it's actually really cool seeing him step up and just podium 2 times in a row when he hasn't done that in a long ass time.
I know. I think he's matured a little bit. He used to be really aggressive, and he would either ball out or he'd be dead last. And he's just matured as a rider. I think he's got his head straighter than it used to be.
Well, and you know that when guys like Tomac and Muskin go out, it gives other people some hope, you know, because you inevitably place yourself mentally in certain positions, you know, in front or behind people. And once you finally believe that you can beat somebody, a lot of time that's all it takes.
Yeah, I think it kind of boosted his confidence a little bit.
Yeah.
Muskin's crash was nasty. I kind of liked that he was knocked out, but it was still nasty. That's gotta suck. But
What ended up happening with that? Did he break something or just dislocate?
I didn't see anything. I didn't even see that it was for sure dislocated.
I don't know.
That was just my guess, because he just held it.
Marvin Muskin, injury update.
Nick's got it pulled up too. Well, somebody read it to
He
us.
crashed in the heat, right?
It says, after qualifying third today, I went down hard in the whoops in my heat race. I landed on my left shoulder and felt really beat up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to line up for the rest of the night. But I will get checked up as soon as I get home, and I will know more the next few days. That's it. And that's from today, I think.
Thanks.
He bruised it.
Oh, that's 2 days
It was
ago.
a simple contusion.
It looked like his elbow was stuck. I don't know if he was just holding it like that.
I think his shoulder was stuck, and he was just holding his arm that way, because it was comfortable or something. But he kept trying to move his shoulder. He never tried to move his elbow.
I know, but his elbow just looked like it was just...
It did look weird. He held it like at the same angle the whole time. But he kept trying to lift his arm up, and it wouldn't go back. So I think he was like trying to pop it back in or something.
Yeah. He went down pretty hard and got up. He looked like he wasn't freaking out. He just looked like he was trying to pop it back in. I don't know.
And he says, "No, I cannot do this."
No.
I think that's as much French as we know.
That's my French.
He's like, c'est la vie.
I heard the shoulder.
Oui, oui. That's it. I'm out.
You guys see Christian Craig's ankle?
That
Yeah.
was hit.
Yeah, he had like a huge...
He still raced it.
Huh?
He still raced.
Yeah, did he
He still raced, dude.
did he pop that thing or what?
He said he just sprained it.
Yeah, but look
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
just
Dude.
sprained ankle.
How'd he get that in his boot?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. You can't strap the boot over that.
Yeah, he just smashed it down with the
He
boot.
got like 6 places, I think.
He popped it, dude, like a zit.
He just smashed it down. The thing, though, is that you know the whole time he was riding it was jiggling around and shit. Imagine going through...
Yeah.
Imagine going through whoops with that thing jiggling around on your ankle.
I would have held my foot up and like hovered it above the pegs. I would not.
And the whoops, that sounds like a
Yeah.
horrible plan.
Hey, it can be done. It can be done.
Turn left every time you go through the woods. I don't know what him.
Probably having
Yeah.
his boot on was the best scenario for him.
Yeah.
Probably.
Have you ever done that when you take your boot off and then all of a sudden it just swells instantly?
I've actually done a show with a broken foot. I was messing around on a pit bike before the show, and the pit bike landed on my foot sideways, and it cracked the bone in my foot. And I didn't get X-rays until I got home. But what I did was I put my boot on. I could barely get my boot on. I put it on, and I strapped my ankle really, really tight. So it would kind of held my foot from the bottom of my boot. It held it up over top of the bottom of my boot. So I did a show with a broken foot, and I got home, and they said I had a small fracture in it. I was on crutches for like 4 weeks after that, but if I didn't do the show, I wasn't going to get paid, and I couldn't have got home, so I kind of had to do the show. But it worked. It worked.
Yeah, I've had to...
Kind of hurt, but it worked.
I've like jammed my ankle or sprained it or something and had to have somebody start my bike up so that I could ride it because I couldn't kick it. You know, I could ride, but I couldn't kick it.
Hey, start this thing. I need to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. Like when I landed, I'd do like you said. I'd kind of pick my one foot up and just land on my other foot and hold it with my knees because it was, you know, the bike would try to lean over. So I just squeeze with my knees, but I'm not going through whoops like that. No, you got to get paid, like you said.
Dedication or being broke.
Yeah. Gotta get
Being
paid.
broke's a motivator.
Dedication to paying your bills.
That's right. Yep. Dedication to food, man. I gotta eat.
Shit. Well, do you need to get back in there and like make CBD for your patients?
Nah, we're good for a while. Actually, we got the machine running, and it runs for about 2 hours, and then we shut it down. So we'll get it up. We actually just now got it up and running. So I got about maybe an hour. I'll go back in there and check on it.
It
So
looks like we're talking to like a FBI like surveillance van. Like your face is glowing blue. Man, talking about CBD oil and stuff.
yeah, he's trying to bust that place.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now he's surveilling it. He's like, they usually run cycles of about 2 hours. We're going to wait for them to unload it out of the machine and we're going to storm in there.
We're gonna get it live.
Yeah, take us in there. Is it like in a some kind of special building where your phone doesn't work or what?
It's it's in a warehouse. It's like about 500 feet from here, but I can't put it in there, so, and that's probably why.
Top secret shit.
It's got to be fairly high security, right? All that pot stuff is.
Believe it or not, it's just me and this other dude in there. There's really nobody even watching it. They have cameras in there, but
Is it so far away that I want a job where I just set a machine for 2 hours and then fucking drink a soda?
There'd be noticeable.
yeah, that's what we
missing.
We'll set up the machine and then watch dirt bike videos until it's done.
Sick.
Or throw tennis balls around, whichever one seems more fun at the time.
Have you ever had some kind of emergency where you had to go in and shut the system down and system shut down?
I've had kind of a mishap. I wasn't really thinking, and I forgot to shut the valve off. So I go and I'm opening the vessel, and
there's marijuana everywhere.
Had, like, 100 psi on it. So I go to open it, and it pops open and spews hemp all over the place. Like it's raining cannabis all over me. And I probably still, this was like 2 weeks ago, I probably still smell like weed because of it.
Sounds amazing.
Do they grow it by you guys? Where's it legal to grow? Do they grow it out there, or where are you at? That is it legal, or they got to ship it in?
It's legal because, well, I mean, it's hemp really. It's just it doesn't have THC in it.
Oh, okay.
It's got the CBD, but the CBD is legal around here.
I thought hemp was illegal to grow.
What, pot?
I thought hemp was illegal to grow without THC.
I guess it's not around here. I have no idea.
Maybe I need to do more research. So then what is hemp? Is hemp like the plant before they separate the males and the females and all that stuff, or after they, because they only get the flowers to like be fertilized or whatever, right?
Yeah, see, I should know this considering I work there, but I have no idea.
Clint will help you out.
I'm going to have to research it now.
It's between sativa and indica, and that's about it.
It's in between those two? Is that what you said?
No, I just know the difference between the two. That's all. I don't know anything else about it.
See,
I know how to prep the vessels. That's it.
Yeah.
How'd you find yourself with this?
I'm gonna work here forever. So.
How'd you find yourself with this job?
One of my buddies works there. He lives in Winchester, and he was like, "Hey, you need a job to get you through winter." And I'm like, "Dude, yeah, I've been looking for a job to get me through winter." So he was like, "All right, well, I've been needing some help. Come over here and help me out." Or he was like, "Come over here and we'll let you have an interview." So I went and met with the main guys, and they were like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Trevor Cartmill." He was like, "All right, come sign this paper, and y'all can go to the warehouse and go ahead and start up the vessels and learn what you need to learn." I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, barely said 2 words to me, and I got a job, and I'm like, okay, all right, well, free money.
Yeah.
How long?
I've been paid to learn for the past month.
About cannabis? Or about hemp,
No,
I mean?
The vessels that the cannabis goes in. I don't know nothing about the cannabis.
He's a God-fearing young man, Nick, just like you.
I'd stick to that story because it's a whole I don't know nothing about cannabis. I was operating a vessel. I thought it was oregano.
I thought this was parsley flakes, guys. I didn't know this was hemp.
They're gonna rent a place, and then they're like, "Who hired you?" These 2 guys. I don't know. I talked to him for 2 minutes, and
yeah.
Here I am. Trevor Cartmill, cannabis kingpin.
Or CIA operative. Which one?
Dude, the back of this van looks like a CIA operation van.
I know.
I just put insulation in it, and it looks like it's like the reflective I don't know what it's called. It's
You're in Apollo 13, dude.
Hold up.
Dude. Did you land on the moon yet, or what?
He's growing weed in the back of his van.
This whole operation takes place in his van. And then he puts the weed outside on the ground, and he drives his back tire of his van up on it. And whatever gets squeezed out.
I'm making CBD oil for the kids. I'm saving lives.
I'm not making my case very well.
No, we just built up a whole story. It was easy.
I tell people it's insulation, but it's actually like alien repellent, so they don't read my mind.
It's like a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, that's when he goes back and tweets about the government.
They can't track me. I was in my tinfoiled room.
This is awesome. We're getting into conspiracy theory territory.
Yeah.
It always goes well from here.
When your phone froze up, Trevor, we come up with a whole story about you growing this weed inside your van, then parking it, the tire on top of the weed, and whatever it squeezed out, you used as oil.
That's the 1,500 PSI.
Yeah. Well, I figure I got about 1,500 pounds on that tire.
How convenient.
It's a good idea. I like the idea.
Yeah. Dude, you could make 4 different setups and put it under each tire.
Yeah. It'll be my side business when I go to shows. I'll do the shows and then meet the guys after. Like, hey, come out.
Selling CBD to carnies.
Yeah. You have inflammation? Hey, bro, you got any of that inflammation? I got what you need. You know, every freestyle motocrosser would be buying it by like the pound.
Oh, yeah. You have to sell your bike just to make more room in the van to go to shows.
Yeah. For CBD. Yeah. You know what you need to do is you need to make a CBD beer. Okay? Because then you've got every freestyler on lock. It helps with inflammation.
I feel like that already exists.
Yeah?
There's got to be a CBD drink already. It might not have alcohol in it, but there's got to be a drink.
Well, don't they give CBD to like kids with cancer and stuff?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get you high or anything, right? It's just...
Yeah, it's not psychoactive. And they give it to... There's a thing where these kids have... actually, a girl that I went to school with had a kid that was having seizures and stuff as an infant. And because weed of any type was illegal in New Jersey at the time, she wasn't able to get the kid CBD oils. And it's shown that that kids that have had the same thing and had a ton of seizures, when given the CBD oil, will go down to like in the single digits or none, after a while, and they wouldn't let her get them, and eventually the kid ended up dying.
Oh no, that's not cool.
So.
It's a horrible story, Clint.
That's sorry to bring everybody down.
I mean, you made your point.
We need my point is we all need weed.
What he's saying is Trevor, I'm just calling you Cartmill.
Trevor's saving the world. Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
And if they do, and if they did wear a cape, it'd be made of hemp.
Indestructible hemp.
That's it. I need to get on this meme. It's you with a hemp cape just saving fucking babies.
If it's going to be made of hemp, it might as well just go ahead and make it a poncho.
Oh, hemp poncho. That's awesome.
No, that's the symbol that's the international symbol for I have weed.
He is weed. You can buy hemp ponchos actually made, but they don't. You couldn't tell they're hemp. They just look like standard ponchos.
Doesn't matter. We know that you can break a little bit off of that thing and smoke it.
We know.
Or you could squeeze it and get your CBDs out of it.
would squeeze it pretty hard.
1,500 psi. I know it.
We'll talk
That's
to
right.
some Chinamen. We'll get it to 5,000.
5,000.
Oh shit. I saw. So what happened with that picture with you jumping with just a mask on?
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you guys how you'd like that picture you used. It was like it was actually the day of Halloween. I was like, I kept seeing pictures of people doing Halloween posts and all that, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go out to this ramp. I've got a purge mask, and I did the jump like probably 4 or 5 times to get the shot, but it's so sketchy. I only had it like at like a 55-foot gap just because I didn't have boots or a helmet on, so it was kind of scary, and I couldn't really see. I had like maybe an inch worth of vision right there in my eyes. It was sketchy, but it looked cool. It turned out pretty cool.
Yeah, they're cool. Every time you see somebody without a helmet, though, it sketches me out.
Yo,
I did not do it. I would not recommend that to anybody.
Did your mom and dad see that?
Yeah.
Were they mad?
My mom does not like. I mean, she'll support my dreams and all that, but she wishes I did not have that dream.
yeah, a lot of parents do.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to grow up. That's what I say. Grow up, parents.
That's right. Stop acting like a child.
That's right. So when I had the riding spot in Georgia, we would ride, and I always had a bottle of Jim Beam in the truck. So then we'd take a couple sips when we got done. Well, then Austin and Ray would have a couple of drinks and get all charged up, and then they'd go back out in their sneakers and stuff, and do like KODs and bar hops. And Ray's just like, it's so easy to do bar hops and sneakers, man. Like, I wish we could just ride like this all the time. And I'm like, until you roll your ankle into just oblivion.
Dude, you would crush your foot or your ankle or your leg. I'm sure it would be easier to do bar hops, but if you even catch a shoestring on your cable or something, you're done.
Dude, have you seen the pictures of people with their boot stuck between the swing arm and the tire?
Yes.
Or the fork in the tire?
Yeah.
Dude.
How does that even happen?
Because that fucking thing is broken really bad. But my thing is that I know my leg was just stuck underneath my motorcycle. I had to pick my bike back up and pull it out. Imagine if you were just stuck like that for like a half an hour waiting for them to get that out. That makes me want to fucking throw up.
Cry.
This sounds fucking horrible.
Sobbing.
Worst day ever.
That's awful.
That happened to Andrew Short in Supercross last year on the start. Like, dude was sitting there giving it gas, and his legs stuck in between the tire and the mud flap, whatever.
Oh yeah, and it was pulling him in.
It was nasty, dude.
Yeah.
I would rather break a bone than that happen.
Oh, I did that to myself. My leg got stuck in the back wheel, and it dragged me across Guyanese pavement for 50 feet.
No.
The bike wouldn't even tip over. It just kept tugging me along.
It was using you as a kickstand.
Yeah, it was.
Anybody watch hockey?
Ever have anybody ask you at shows, where's your kickstand on your bike?
Yeah, and I tell them if a motorcycle has a kickstand, it's gay. This is a race machine, son. We ain't got no kickstands.
Like, where do you race it? I don't race.
I race it around this fucking arena floor. Do tricks.
Don't get racing at the ramp, because they always ask you what gear you're in, and then when you tell them second, they're like, second gear? They think you're hitting it like fourth gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that, and let me know how that works out.
Yeah, what are you in? What are you in, fourth gear? And I'm like, hell no, we're in second. And they're like, no way.
Oh. You've been like neutral half throttle, man.
I actually cruise at it really fast and then just shift into neutral.
Just coast.
Oh,
That's like how
I'm bad at overjumping, man. So
huh?
I should be hitting it in first. I'm so bad at overhitting metal landings. I'm fine on dirt, but on metal, I'm so bad at it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sketches
I
you
always
out.
land at either
Yeah.
the bottom.
yeah, you're just
What's
mentally
that?
doing it.
Yeah, I know.
You need to just calm
I,
down. What's your gear? What are you riding? 250 or 450?
I'm on a 450 now, and I've got my sprocket pretty dialed in now. I've got it really high. I think I got like 53 or 54 on the back.
Okay.
So after I put that on there, it helped out a lot. I didn't do it as much, but before that, man, I was doing a circus show this time last year, and I messed my hands up so bad. Like it didn't break anything, but the bruising was so bad. My hand actually looked like a turtle. It swelled up like this. So I mean, it went all the way up to the knuckles of my fingers. Like that's how bad it was swollen. It was stupid. I couldn't
Hey,
ride.
was that in Fort Wayne?
No, I did overjump one in Fort Wayne too, and I landed.
Was that with
landed and
Dino?
went straight into the wall. But
Were you with Dino and
the
Dan?
one I'm talking about is in St. Louis.
Oh.
Huh?
Were you with Dino and Dan in Fort Wayne?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I was at that show. Because now I know where. Yeah, well, I went there to watch them because Dan and Dino called me. It's only like a couple hours from my house. And then
Nice.
I was watching it like the day before, and I think you had a helmet cam of it or something. And I
Yeah.
was having like a flashback watching it.
Dude, I slammed that wall and it broke my front brake levers. So the first jump, I crashed, slammed into the wall, front brake levers broken. So I do the rest of the show without a front brake. So every time I would land, I would like hit my back brake, slide into the wall, slam the wall, come back around, do it again. Like I slammed the wall after every time I landed.
Yo,
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Good.
We did a circus, and I went a teeny bit long first jump. Couldn't stop before there was a roll-up door. So I just turned my bike totally sideways and slid into the wall, and it just hit the bottom of it and then ejected me back off. But when it did, it landed on my front brake and pushed the piston in so far. Like Yamaha's had an issue where if you pushed the front brake in super far, it would tear the seal. So that was it. There was no front brake. Same thing. So second hit, I'm like, I'm just going to hang my back wheel up at the top of the landing and try and just drag my brakes down the whole downside. Didn't work at all. As soon as I hit the concrete, I just sped back up. I smoked into the door again. So there was a door like to the side of it, like a regular, or there was two regular doors, like just a double door. Because it was in Wisconsin, and it had to have been like 10 degrees outside, if that. So they had two of the floor guys at the circus standing at the doors, and they would just wait until I would land, and then they would push the doors open, and I would go outside into the parking lot and turn around and come back in. I did that all weekend because I could not find a rebuild kit for that master cylinder wherever we were. Yeah.
That sucks. I got lucky. I only had to do that one show without a front brake. Dan had an extra bike in his lander, so we just took the front brake off of it and put it on my bike. So I got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, but this was just a
And
weird.
The one in St. Louis.
Huh?
The one in St. Louis, the one I went long on in St. Louis, I messed up my hand real bad. I ran straight into the bleachers, and if there wasn't, the big blue padding things that they put along the walls in the arena.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for one of those, I went straight in between where the bleachers split. Like my bike went straight in between it, and there was a padding over it. So thank God the padding was there, because if it wasn't there, I'd be probably dead right now. Padding saved my life. It hurt my hands, but that was it. But I was probably taking my head off.
Where were you at?
St. Louis. I was with St. Louis. It was this time last year.
I saw Tim smoke the bleachers one time, and I've never seen, like, Tim never really crashed. And I remember just laughing my ass off, and then he just like tipped over and just stayed there. I was like, oh shit. Then he was done, and then it was me and Goodyear. We're like, shit, this is all on us. There's no flipper. People are gonna be pissed. They're coming to see a flipper.
I've only seen Tim crash once, and he wasn't even jumping, man. We were coming out for a monster truck show. Tim, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but I got to tell the story. Just for intros for a monster truck show. So I'm riding a wheelie one way. Tim's riding a wheelie the other way. And Tim didn't get the back brake, so he kind of went backwards a little bit, slid on his butt. It's just on a wheelie, man. How do you crash a wheelie?
Tim Boy does like speed wheelies.
Yeah. I laughed at him all night for that one. That was just, it was like a sold out crowd, dude. There's so many people there.
We were doing an intro. We were in Phoenix, and he's like, hey, we got to get up early. We got to do a news thing. And we had to get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. And then we went out the night before. So it was like, we had like 3 hours of sleep.
Yep.
And it was that big Phoenix, whatever stadium is, football. And he's like, all right, we get there. We're an hour early. So then we finally get to ride. So we're just ripping around. We're kind of half awake from the night before. And I just remember, like, I'm in a wheelie, and then Tim is in, like, 5th gear across the whole stadium. And I noticed somebody's, like, right in front of me. Almost smoked me on, like, morning news with, you know, Cassandra or whatever. It would have been, he didn't, but it would have been hilarious.
Yeah. Oh.
I was like, all right, we're done.
I crashed.
I hate about circus shows. You always have to be up so early in the morning. You got to be riding at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
man, I wouldn't have quit racing if I knew I'd have to be up at 8 a.m. riding again.
Exactly.
I'm a freestyle rider. I don't ride till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Exactly. We got bamboozled by the circus.
Yeah, that's for
That's right.
sure. Because they're like, we'll pay you for 30 weeks. And you're like, okay. I crashed on a concrete floor we went out and I was clearing my bike out. I went past the ramp. Like I went past, like just run at the ramp and went to go around it. And there was oil on the ground from one of the monster trucks. And my front end just hit it, and that was it. And next thing I knew, I was just sliding across the floor. Didn't even do anything. Didn't even do a wheelie or anything. I literally just ran past the ramp and then just slid across the ground. It was just like...
All monster trucks do is leak fans fluid.
Yeah, there was a big puddle of oil, and like as soon as my tire touched, I was on the brakes. And as soon as I touched it, that was it. I was sliding.
Yep.
That's all they do.
Nothing you can do. Wait it out.
Yeah, wait to stop. I like slid into the crusher cars because you know we were like jumping in between them, so I just like slid into the cars.
That's great.
We were supposed to have snow. Originally, I didn't even figure we'd be doing a podcast because we're supposed to have snow. I was told I would be plowing at 10 o'clock tonight. And then they pushed it back. So then he said tomorrow morning. But where I plow is down by the city. And it's like 5-10 degrees warmer there. So they hardly ever get snow. What city?
Somebody needs to come plow my house. I have about 10 inches of snow right now. I have to park. I live up a big hill. I have to park my van at the bottom of the hill. And my house and my bike is at the top, so it doesn't look like it's not gonna dry out by the time I leave for the show. I have to leave tomorrow night, so it looks like I'm gonna be taking my bike down the hill in 10 inches of snow, and it's probably not gonna end well.
Come on, we do that stuff all the time.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it. I hate it.
You're in Tennessee, or where are you at?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Where in Kentucky?
Eastern, Central Eastern.
Are you by like is there Pikeville or something out there?
Yeah, that's way eastern. I'm kind of close to Lexington.
Okay. Because we did that one
I'm
show.
like 30 miles from Lexington.
We were in Pikeville, and it was like we were wearing, sweatshirts and stuff, and then right before the last show, it just started dumping snow, and I remember it took us forever to get home because it was everybody
Yeah.
driving around two-wheel drive, just spinning out, and
Yeah.
that was a mess.
Yeah, the weather changes so fast, dude. It'll be 70 degrees, and 2 days later, it'll be a blizzard. It's ridiculous.
I like that.
Yeah, but when they get snow down there, Nick, it just shuts everything down.
Panic.
They're like,
Yeah, we're from the
ah.
south. We don't do snow.
Yeah.
That's everybody south
Don't know
of
what.
central Illinois panics when it snows.
Well, and the thing is that they don't have like plows and salters and stuff like that. So the snow just immediately, like as soon as you drive over it, turns to ice, and that's it. All the roads are just solid ice.
Yeah, it packs it down, and none of us we're not prepared for. We don't get it that much.
Well, that's it. Here's the thing: is that like you can't drive on ice, and when you don't put salt down and don't have plows, that's inevitably what snow that's driven over is going to turn into. So
Right.
there's nothing you can do. Even having a four-wheel drive truck, if you got on a steep enough hill with enough ice, it's not going to make a fucking difference. So it's like. Now you've set up people that don't know how to drive in snow to drive on ice with two-wheel drive vehicles. Now it's like just a disaster.
Impossible.
Yeah.
That's how Georgia was.
Stocks up on booze because you just stay home. You don't have to fucking go get stuck in the ditch.
You guys don't stay home. You only stay home if it's like 3 feet and over.
I know, but we always have it just in case you get snowed in for a minute.
And we stay home when it's 3 inches here.
Dude,
We call school off.
in Georgia, I've been stuck at home. Well, I mean, I drove around, but nothing was open for 2 days. Over like 3 inches. It was sick.
It's fun. I like it when everything shuts down.
Yeah, I agree. That is kind of fun. You just camp out in your own house.
Yeah, nobody's gonna do anything. Nobody's expecting you to do anything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I was supposed to have graphics shipped to me today. I was supposed to get a package in the mail, have my graphics in it. So I'm waiting all day, and they never show up. So I checked the tracking number, and it says no access. So basically, what they did was they showed up at my house, looked at my driveway, and said, "Nah, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna walk up that. So we're just gonna take it back to the post office."
Like, just put it in the van.
Yeah, exactly. Or stuff it in the mailbox. Like, I'll increase it later. Just let me have it.
Nope.
And not many things are more exciting than waiting on graphics. I don't know what it is. Like, anytime I got graphics in it, I'd look at the picture of what I ordered like 20 times a day until it finally comes in.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to make your bike look sweet.
But I still have graphics on the wall that I took off the bike.
Do you have any graphics on there now?
I've seen your graphics on the wall there.
I got nothing on the bike.
Yeah, there is.
I like it like that. This?
Yeah, that's something.
There's a dog?
I got
Gore
aliens after
FMX.
me right now. Somebody just knocked on my van. I think it was an alien.
Was it your CIA boys?
It could have been. It was a loud thump. I don't think they like me talking about what I was talking about.
Uh-oh. Better watch
Hey,
it.
good thing I got the tinfoil up.
There you go. They
That's it.
can't.
Just go in your tinfoil shack. Government can't bypass tinfoil.
That's right.
No.
Here it is. He's going to tinfoil his head so they can't get his thoughts.
Hi.
Yo, now we can talk about conspiracy theories. Hey, have you ever tried to go to Fort Knox?
It's close to here now. I've never tried to go.
I'm pretty sure
tried to go
security there.
rolling up with a van.
Yeah, you fill that van up. Nope.
Windows. It's like a full-on rape van.
Nobody would know because you had tinfoil in there.
Right, but you know, they know about the tinfoil, so
There's no gold at Fort Knox.
You need gold and tinfoil.
Gold. Little sheets of gold. You gotta get that out of Fort Knox.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You just eat it, like Goldschlager.
Yeah.
And you sneak it out.
That just makes me want to puke.
Goldschlager?
Yeah.
It's just alcohol and sugar and gold.
Yeah. The three necessities of the human body.
It's what humans crave. Alcohol, sugar, gold. Mmm.
Alcohol, sugar, and gold makes the world go round.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. That's quotable right there.
Yeah.
And opiates. Or we'll go with amphetamines because I think more people at this point are on Adderall probably. As many are as on pain pills. I think there's probably more on Adderall.
Not here. You can't find anything like that here. Here it's either heroin or Xanax.
What do you mean? You just go to the doctor and then they give you Adderall.
Yeah. The best drugs come from doctors. And then when you run out, then you start searching out Xanax and heroin.
Yeah.
Dude, the doctors here, when you run out, they give you more. When I had my surgery on my collarbone, I went back for a checkup. I was done with my pills and everything anymore. And he was like, "You want another refill, dude?" I'm like, I wanted to say yes, but I was like, you know what? No, just no. I don't need another one.
I needed your doctor because
Say that, but
I needed
Those
another
doctors know they're
refill.
competing with hemp.
huh?
Those doctors know they're competing with hemp, so they're like, fuck, we're going to lose a market.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
He
All these
goes,
kids are going to have an addiction to something that doesn't kill them.
does your hemp make you feel like this?
That's smart, though. How many dirt bikers have, like, disappeared because, you know, pain pills?
Yeah,
Kind of
too many.
Most.
I think it's population control, man. Pharmaceuticals is population control.
There we go. Now we're talking.
I think it's money control.
It's money and population. The less people you got, the more money you got. You kill them all off after you take all their money.
It's true, but I heard that there's a law now that if they do a test and you figure out that your kid has Down syndrome, you're not allowed to abort it. So
What?
does that mean that you can if it's not Down syndrome, then you can, but you can't if it is?
Bullshit. I was just talking about that last night because they asked us with my daughter, "Do you want to do this test?" And I'm like, "What's the test for?" And it's like for Down syndrome. I'm like, "What's the point of that?" They're like, "Well, some people don't keep it if it has Down syndrome." And I'm like, like so if you didn't do the test, all of a sudden you I don't know. That just seemed like the craziest thing to me. Like you're having a kid, you just fucking raise it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that we have a problem in society where we save everything and we're getting overloaded with people, and myself included. Like, probably from the infection, I would have died 100 years ago, but now I didn't, and now I'm another person on the system, you know?
Yeah, but the United States isn't overpopulated. Places that don't do that are overpopulated. India, China.
Places that don't do what?
Keep people alive when they should keep them alive. Like, we have access to all that stuff. And so we stay alive. India and China, people are just dropping, but that's the overpopulated areas. Not that they should do that there either.
You
Who gets to
gotta,
pick and choose?
you gotta let some people go, Nick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Down syndrome people don't die when they're born.
No, but if they're
They're
not,
just going to take away incubators. That makes more sense than abort Down syndrome people.
there you go. But so then, what are we gonna do? We need to come up with a whole industry for Down syndrome people to do, so that they can be profitable for the
There's not that
government.
many.
For the
It's
government.
This is the start of, hey, your kid's got Down syndrome, we'll abort him. And everybody goes, okay, we'll agree to that. And they're like, hey, your kid's gonna be kind of stupid. We'll abort him. Like, then they can just talk you into like, hey, he might be a jerk. I don't know. And then they can control the population. And
Yeah,
then
but
Trevor
they
can't
need
sell
to.
any CBD oil to anybody.
But they need to
What?
control the population.
No, they don't. Who are you working for?
Yo, the
This
Earth
guy's
is.
dumb.
Here's the
Whose
thing,
house
though.
are you in, Clint?
What?
Whose house are you in? I'm in a CIA van, but whose house are you in? What are you working?
Yo, I got tinfoil on the windows. Don't worry about it. We have wire internet because they couldn't satellite it in because I tinfoiled the whole place.
And you buried the
Yeah,
wire
well,
extra deep.
So that I could talk about population control.
He's been hanging out with Bill Gates.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be off too. Don't worry about it. But there's too many people for this place.
Well then, all right, cool. Then they gotta come get me. And then I feel like that's the best way to do it. Whoever can't fight him off, and you get off.
They die. I think
Yeah.
that what they're gonna do. That's why they just, when these hurricanes hit and stuff, they just don't come in for a while. They're like, listen, if you're too dumb to just leave, we're just gonna let you sit there. Hopefully, we lose a couple of you guys. We don't gotta support you. If you
That seems
didn't,
fair enough.
if you didn't get out of the way of this major storm, then we're sorry.
It's also why like they shame preppers and try to make it like, oh, what are you, a prepper?
Yeah,
And then they're like,
exactly, exactly. You must be crazy if you have more than 2 days worth of food in your home, even though you could have a hurricane or something and be stuck for fucking 3 weeks. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
All right, cool. We figured it out.
Got 2 months worth of food in their underground bunker in their basement.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then they go, this guy rates a 10 because he has ammo and security and blah, blah, blah. But in all reality, his score should drop to 0 because he was just on the fucking show Preppers and let everybody in with cameras to film everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's a true prepper. That's his like his prank bunker. He's like, yeah, come check it out.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
way over here.
Yeah, he's like, this is just where I got my spare survival shit over here in this bunker.
Where's your real bunker? I know what you're talking
I don't got no real bunker.
about. So Trevor, where's your real bunker?
Not gonna tell you that.
It's not the van.
The van he's in is
Every
armor
man puts his
plated.
bunker on him.
The van he's in is armor plated. It has no computers working the motor or anything. It's
And
just,
it's actually a submarine.
it's 4 wires. There's a power negative off his battery. That's it. Nobody can control him from outer space. My truck's fucked. They could slow me down to 5 miles an hour.
See, that's my truck. I got that old school 7.3. It just takes itself out if it gets below freezing.
The government can't control you. You're just killing the earth.
That's fine.
I'm just,
Still gonna pay
listen.
mileage.
My truck shoots fake cat pee into the exhaust so that it doesn't send out more harmful emissions into the world.
Fake cat pee. Like they can't harvest cat pee from somewhere.
No, they can't. They can't find cats.
We could take cats and put them in Trevor's presser things at 1,500 psi and get cat pee.
No,
And
I
sell
think
it
that
as death.
We should just convince some little old cat women that we need to harvest their cat pee, and voila,
Cat farms.
cat
Welcome
farm.
to cat farm.
Conversation, go.
We're harvesting cat pee, dude.
This is why you need to listen to all the podcasts, Trevor, because we just go off on rants with everyone that make no sense at all.
Put the cat under 1500 psi. Let's get the pee out of it. Perfect.
Well, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bioengineer their bladder to pee at 1500 psi.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna have hybrid mechanical pee holes.
People are laughing at us, but
It's gonna be like urine injection. They're gonna laugh until we got straight cats just sitting on top of the motor, shooting straight urine injection into the damn exhaust at 1500 psi.
no more synthetic cat pee.
That's right. We're El Natural, son.
Yeah.
Oh
There's
shit.
guys, I couldn't handle that.
Well, you can't operate our cat pee extractor.
No.
I forgot to get on YouTube and see what Danny Dwayne's saying.
We need to we'll probably just have to get rid of Trevor since he's no good to work in our system since he doesn't have the heart to harvest cat pee.
Should we put him down?
So in our new world order that Nick and I run, you're out, Trevor. I'm sorry. You had one
Go
job.
down.
All right.
You had one job to do. Harvest cat pee.
We'll put you to sleep.
No, we're just, if you get sick, we'll just give him placebo.
Not the real CBD. Who's gonna get the CBD?
It'll be like, this is cough medicine. It's really Goldschlager. Alcohol,
Danny
sugar,
Dwayne
gold.
says that- he says Trevor's in his bunker. He just disguised it to look like a van.
Yeah.
That's genius.
You are a genius, Trevor.
We're actually underground right now.
He calls
Don't
it.
know me.
He calls that the cockpit.
Oh, God.
Bit of cock.
Are you in the driver's seat?
I am.
You are. I thought you were sitting in the back until just recently I realized. What are you doing? Making CBD off camera? What is going on out there?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying. My power converter stopped working, and I'm trying to figure out why it stopped working.
Duh, CIA. Shutting you down.
Yes, your phone's
It
gonna.
didn't stop working until just now.
They're like, he's running his spy equipment off his inverter. Let's just shut it down. I can't believe they haven't shut your phone off yet. Who do you got? Verizon? Verizon's like,
Right.
no way, CIA. You're not messing with our calls.
I got AT&T.
We're not, they're like, we're not going through
Yeah, I
that.
get AT&T.
We're not going through that whole thing like Apple did with trying to unlock their iPhone.
And just wait until they locate all three of us.
Put
Oh,
your face through your PayPal. That's so weird. Face recognition to access your money. I don't believe that.
well, how about this one? Have you ever heard that?
No, it's weird. I just like my fingerprint.
Have you ever heard that Snapchat is just mapping everybody's faces?
Yeah.
So now
I've googled the patent number.
you
Which
Google.
isn't because there's memes. They're like, Google this patent number. It's Snapchat's patent for their facial recognition, which it is, but it's just the patent for their software. But they're definitely selling it.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
What's the purpose of looking at the patent number?
Check out this call I got today. This isn't a government thing. This is just like, recent. It was a call, and it was like my phone has a spam filter for calls now.
It says likely spam, right?
Scam likely. You see that?
Yeah, I get them all the time.
If anybody wants to call 815-2785, let me know what happens. Probably sign up for some Pornhub list or something.
Yeah, I had somebody call and their number always comes up like that, and they're trying to sell me some auto warranty.
So you what?
Trying to sell me a extended truck warranty.
Oh, dude, I get those all the time telling me like, urgent. This is about your payment, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? About
Yeah.
your 2012 Escape, and then I open it and it's like, we want to extend your warranty. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't even have that car anymore.
Yeah.
Now the mail lady thinks I don't make my car payments.
Yeah, I had somebody call and I was like, hey, I said, they called me forever. I answered one, I just hung up on them and they kept calling and I was just like, I answer, I go, is this about the car warranty? Yeah. I'm like, I don't want a warranty. Take me off of your list. Like, stop calling me. So then they go, okay, and they hang up. And I get a call a week later. And I was like, listen, I told the dude last week, take me off the fucking list.
Clint, you can tell you're getting old when you're like, take me off your list.
What am I
told
supposed
the
to
last
say?
guy, take me off the list.
I don't want to be on this list.
The guy goes, oh, okay, I'm marking you off right now. No one will call you. And then they put you on the double call list.
I'll just start being belligerent with everybody.
Number. I miss calls all the time, and I try to call the numbers back, and they say it's not a working number. I'm like, okay, well, you just called me from it.
Yeah.
From Pakistan, through someone else's cell phone.
I don't understand. What are those ones where they just call you and then you answer it and there's nobody there?
I feel like
That's aliens, man.
we're paying money on that somehow.
That's what I'm like, somehow they're stealing I answer and then they use my phone line to call somebody or something. I don't understand what's going on.
What if they got like 2 cents every time they got your phone to use minutes? And they just did that and they had a computer doing that all day.
Every time they got you to answer?
Yeah, it'd be like Office Space. All of a sudden they take a fraction of a coin and just have millions of dollars.
Have you ever been called by your own number?
I'm gonna be in.
Either one of you guys ever been called by your
What?
own number?
No, that's the nexus of the universe, dude. That's impossible.
I did. I got called by my own number.
Was this at 425?
I actually-
No.
I've had that happen before too.
I happened to be talking about like somebody, one of my friends that had passed away, and also my phone rang with my own number, and I was like, "Oh fuck, they're trying to call me from the other side. Maybe I should have answered it." And then they called back, then I Googled it, and it said it was most likely a scam, and then or it said it was a scam, and then it called back, and I answered, and said, I read that this is a scam, and all of a sudden the thing hung up.
See, they know. But what is the point of the scam? What is it doing?
I don't
What do
remember.
they want?
I gotta use my first bathroom break. You guys figure this out and tell me what the scam is.
I'll have to shut off my Wi-Fi, and then I can use my phone.
Put my microphone right there so you can talk to the beer.
It's excellent. What kind of beer is that?
I'll tell you when I get back.
You should just tell us
It's not
now,
a
because we're not going to
mainstream beer,
remember.
you know that.
Huh?
It's definitely not a mainstream beer. That's one of those beers that cost like 89 cents at a gas station.
89 cents, is that the expensive one?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
I
I'm trying
didn't-
to read it. I can't tell what it said.
Yeah, I can't read it either. Hey, what's with the deal with everybody eating Tide Pods?
Oh my, I don't know, dude. You'd think we had flying cars by now, but we gotta tell people not to eat Tide Pods.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
That's the thing. People are like, think that
think-
we live in the most advanced time ever, and people are still fucking dumb. Just because we got a piece of glass in our pocket, we can send video around the world, doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
What's going on
They're
here?
dumber this year than they were last year. Like last year, you don't think any of that. Oh, it's Spider-Man. Don't touch that beer. You're not old enough.
He was just talking into it. What was I looking up? Not why people eat Tide Pods. What
I
was
just
that?
got.
What was I looking up, Trevor?
iPod? I'm
No,
thinking about becoming a dealer.
you should.
My buddy said he was just gonna dive in on one of these.
What is it?
I thought you were talking about Tide Pods.
Oh. Why are people eating them, Nick?
I don't know. He's a cop, so he has to deal with them like after they ate them.
Like, how often does this happen?
I think it's just Instagram. Things happen more on Instagram than they do in real life.
I hope so. What was I trying to look up, Nick?
Me?
I have no idea.
That beer I'm drinking, this is really, really good. You know Sweetwater, Clint. That's from your old hometown.
Yeah.
Triple tail, though.
Triple tail.
Super awesome.
Rewind the tape, Nick, and tell me what we were looking up.
I can't, man. We're live. You know what we need, though? Trevor, I need you to put on your tinfoil hat again so we can post that to Instagram.
All right.
But he just looks like a blue blob, then.
Well, when you do it, talk loud so I can screenshot it.
We have no light in there.
Yeah, because you're blocking it with your tinfoil hat.
That's perfect.
What was I trying to look up, Nick? I was looking up something.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you were like, you figure out about something or other, and then you went to the bathroom.
Oh. That was over a minute ago. So that one's gone. Hey, Trevor's not showing up in the live feed, Clint.
What do you mean? Well, right, yeah, because I got you, there we go. Now you should have them.
Hang on, one
I'm
second.
reading my mind.
There we go.
Nobody can read your mind with that tinfoil hat, bro.
Nobody.
You guys are going to see this
Still not
shit on the
showing-
gram. That was it. I lost it. Totally don't know what we were looking up.
Trevor, you were here the whole time, drinking Mountain Dew. What was he gonna look up?
I don't know, Clint. I think you were thinking about looking something up, but
We
you
had-
never vocalized it.
No, Nick says you guys need to research this while I go and take a pee break. And
Let's see
then,
if Danny Wayne can tell us. He usually pays attention.
yeah. Get on there. See what's going on. What's
Oh,
Spider-Man
we were
doing?
talking about getting phone calls from our own numbers.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
But what about it? What was this?
What was the scam?
Danny Wayne says it's us sending dick pics.
And then sending pictures of other people's dicks?
No, someone's getting on your phone sending your dick pics to other people.
Those bastards.
We've been had.
Okay, here you go. Scammer alert. Fraudsters will now call you from your own number. If you've received a missed call from your own phone recently, it's not your future self. The more plausible explanation that a scammer is spoofing your exact digits in order to steal vulnerable information or even major bucks. Donnie Claxton received one of these dangerous calls. Oh, fuck. Late Wednesday night. I look at the phone and it's me. He, he told local Texas station, "How am I calling myself?"
How high was this guy?
Oh, he took a lot of CBD. He's got a lot of information. How am I calling myself? Claxton picked up and stayed on the line for about 9 seconds before the caller hung up. Another Texan reported a similar encounter, except he heard something on the other end. It said my account had been compromised through AT&T. Waco resident Anson Massey told someplace else. I thought it was odd. We get those all the time, but never from my own number. Fake recording even asked him for his last 4 digits of the account holder's social security number. Well, there you go. I said it was a scam, and I said I read this was a scam, and they just hung up on me. So, so tell them it's a scam when they call you if they do, and then they won't call you anymore.
Don't give him your social security number.
No, just call up and answer with that. Just call up and be like 1-2-3-4-7-8-9-7-4.
258-9215.
You're like, is this call recorded for quality assurance? Because I just gave you my social.
Yes, it is.
Why would you say that?
Pick
Why
up
would
the
you?
phone and say CIA headquarters. Go hang up.
I'm gonna pick up and say CIA headquarters.
They're not gonna buy it. I gotta put this kid to bed.
Just hit him. He'll go out, right?
Yes, you see this kid?
Isn't that what you do?
Putting down syndrome kids to sleep and tell me to hit my kid?
He's not Down syndrome, so I wouldn't put him to sleep. I'd just like.
Nah, you're like, he's weak. He can't fend for himself. Get
Look
him
at
out
him.
of here. Get him out of the system.
What time is it there? It's only 9:17 and he's tired. Put him down.
Ike, you fist fight him?
You don't want that, Ike.
Drop it, dude. We got
Maybe,
weapons for tough guys.
maybe in your Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah. He knows.
He knows.
He's tuckered out and doing superhero stuff all day.
All he does is, he doesn't stop moving. This is the most he doesn't move, ever. You show him your bike, Ike? Yeah, little PW.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Throw down.
We tried to ride it on Christmas Day because he got new boots, but there was snow. He went like 2 feet and stuffed it.
He was like, my boots are stiff. Break these in. No? Nobody?
Tired.
Did you break?
Nothing.
Come on, get to bed, Dad. Come on.
He's like, Dad, it's time to go to sleep. Shut your podcast off.
He's over it. Out of here, dude.
He ran his own podcast, didn't he?
Got a dog in here, too. Alright, I gotta bail early, Clint. And Trevor.
Well, I think he's got to go back into work anyway.
1,500.
I probably should.
16, not 14. 1,500.
1,500.
Nothing
Oh,
more, nothing less.
there you go. Keeping it perfect. All right, well, that's fine. We did 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We actually started on time, so people should just be happy with that.
No major glitches.
That's a first for me. I'm never on time for anything.
No dirt bikers out.
No.
No.
And thanks for coming on and putting on your tinfoil hat.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, and we'll have you back on. We'll talk about some more shows, or we'll talk to you when you get the flip out of the way.
Right on. Yeah, sounds good.
All right, everybody. Go home. You're drunk.
Go on, we're done. Nothing to see here.
All right, I'm shutting her down.
All right. Later, Trevor.
Later, guys.
Later.
Say bye.
Peace.